Hey guys, in today's video, I want to talk about two major mistakes a lot of expats make. And if you're not careful, this can cost you a lot of peace of mind, money, or even actually your entire experience abroad. And what I want to do is break them down for you, the two things that I see most often happening and how you can avoid them. Just going to give you a little quick introduction before you jump right into it. Hey guys, my name is Brian. I've been going back and forth now to the Philippines for 8 years. And it's not about chasing stuff or checking off the destination lists or anything like that. It's more about finding simple happiness, finding them in unexpected places. And I'm just sharing my journey and experiences with you along the way. Now, a lot of you guys might be just ready for retirement or planning on retirement. In any case, when you just first retire, many just want to jump on the plane, get to the Philippines or their destination, and finally retire and take it easy. But here's something that nobody really tells you, okay? That in itself is a mental mind shift, and there's been a lot of studies even just when people actually get sick right after retirement because their whole adjustment changes. Now, on top of that, you're going to be going to a whole new destination, and that can be overwhelming, especially if you're not prepared for that completely shift of what you're going to be doing with your time on your hands. And that, like, I really suggest find something to do. You got to find a hobby. And one of the biggest things is, for example, if you just land there and you're all excited in the environment and how far your money goes and so on and so forth, and I'm not being negative about this particular statement I'm going to be making, but the women are going to see you a mile away. Okay. And I'm not saying everyone's going to take advantage of you, but it's something to keep in mind. Okay. You got to be mindful of what your plan is to do. Like if you always wanted to just relax, write a book or something like that, whatever, do that now. I see so many that get carried away and kind of like they're lost in the in the party zone, if you will, lost in the nightlife kind of thing or whatever, regaining their youth, and you can make some poor decisions. And it is really good to keep that mindset of doing something that has structure in your life. Now, this might all sound silly or whatever, but a lot of them I end up seeing, they end up complaining because they just don't know what to do. And then it's an easy thing to do is complain. Okay. So you really got to find something to do that makes you happy. Go on your adventures, go and do your hobbies or whatever it may be. Find your inner peace. Again, you'll definitely have the time. It's definitely a great place for it. I'm just really stressing on the fact you should find something to do to occupy yourself, because you can go down the wrong path easily without even you noticing it. All right, guys. So that's number one. But even worse than boredom is bringing the wrong mindset, because this second mistake can actually ruin things before they even start. And most expats don't even realize they're doing it. Okay. By bringing the wrong attitude, especially when you lived all your life in North America, you have a whole different belief system, a different pace, a different type of energy, and you think that's how that's going to be when you go over there. Things are going to move slower. They're going to move, for lack of better words, extremely disorganized from what you're used to. But this is a frustration you want to avoid by thinking you're going to change that system, okay? And I want to stress on the fact what's going to happen as well is you're going to create a type of negative wall around you by assuming that it should be this way, this way, this way, this way. And you're going to miss the simplified beauty of a whole different culture, a whole different mindset, a whole different way of being brought up. And that's something enlightening, and when you try to force a square peg in a round hole, it's not going to work, and you're just going to get frustrated. And like I said, you're going to lose out on a lot of Well, you're going to have stress. Okay, that's the bottom line. You're going to have stress, and you have to make a choice. You either go with the flow, or you're going to go against the flow. And if you go with the flow, you've got time to enjoy the natural beauty. You've got time to really enjoy the culture and what they have to offer. And you're going to realize, yeah, there's some things that just, my God, you want to smack your head against the wall because it makes no sense on the system you're brought up with, but it works. Like, I'm going to give you a really prime example. The first time I set up a bank account, there I was like amazed. You got to walk into this lineup. They give you this paper to fill out. You got to see this person. This person hands it to this person. And there was literally a stack of papers behind them, and some of it was falling over. And it was like, I call it organized chaos. Okay. And this was years ago. And I have yet to have a problem with a banking system. It works. So what I'm getting at is, yeah, there's difficult times. Okay. There's going to be like getting a driver's license. Same thing. It's like, whoa, you got to do this booth. You got to go to pay here. You got to go to a different booth to get your receipt. Again, yeah, there's a lot of different ways you could do it. But if you let those things bother you, that's not going to get you nowhere. That's not going to change the system. Okay. And you're going to get resentment because they're going to see that you have that attitude and you're trying to change their way. They're a very natural, caring culture. And it's just, again, it's going to rub the wrong way. And I see a lot of people making that mistake. And it's something avoidable. And I will go as far as saying that you will enjoy your experience a lot more by letting that go. Because when you let something go like that, you open the door to bring in new information, new experiences, new energy. Okay. And that is the whole key, probably why you're going on this venture. You want something different. You want a different mind shift. You want a different lifestyle. So don't expect to bring your lifestyle into a different system. Your more odds are against you in that respect. Okay. I hope this kind of information helps. And if it doesn't, if you feel I'm missing something or completely off base, help me by telling me. But if you do like this kind of information, I really appreciate if you engage, leave a comment, follow along, and share. And these are things I'm trying to share, my adventures, and basically a whole new mindset of living a more peaceful and enjoyable life. And it doesn't just have to be necessary to Philippines. It's going wherever you feel comfortable and experiencing this. It's a life that you don't want to have go, 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 rush, rush, rush. All right, thanks, guys. I thought I'd share that little moment with you. Those two, there are other things, but I'll be making different videos along the way about all this kind of stuff. Anyway, guys, have a great time and enjoy your day.